Okay, it's Thursday morning. I come down here to feed my cat and to double check my catto to make sure it didn't have a warp, and it has a ever so slight warp. So I put it in my straightening jig and I'm gonna run it back through the tempering oven just one more time. Alrighty. And I thought of something funny. Breezy. Hey, Breezy, you don't eat empty cat food cans, okay? Let's go. I thought of something funny. And every man the world over knows what this is. Okay, let's say I've been on a long drive and I step out of my car and I stand up and I do this. Every man the world over knows what I just did. We don't have to talk about it. We just know. When I was a young man, one of my earliest jobs was going into people's houses and spraying for cockroaches. And I remember some houses of old people, I would go in and it would be so hot, so suffocating, so warm that I would just be shocked at how they could live in such heat, or how they had to have the heat set so high in the winter. Now I'm old, and just a second ago it was 32, and it's 8 something, and we still got frost on the ground and frost on the roofs. Now that I'm old, I understand. Cold hurts when you're old, and that's just all there is to it. I hate being cold, and the older I get, the more I hate it. I didn't think I could hate being cold any more than I used to, but I do. So yeah, I'm gonna waste a little fuel, but I'm leaving this thing on, and the temperature set on 71. Oh, and our butt heater's on. Charlie's getting dressed and we'll be out of here in a second. So probably in a few hours, I will know whether I can get connected or not. So I'll have to deal with that decision. No matter what, I got to go in for surgery to get the hernia fixed. So I'll be so glad when I can just move on and resume a normal life. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, we bought ourselves a Christmas present. I'll show you what it is. Yeah, bought a little bread maker. This is the cheapest one they had. And we're gonna probably start making our own bread. I mean, we'll still buy some bread, but if I can make bread and cut it thin enough to make sandwiches, I'm gonna do it. All right, we're off to the doctor. Well, I just left the doctor, and we're at Walmart. Charlie's going in to get, I forget, something, a couple of small things. Oh, some, what's that, Bear Creek chili? Anyway, I was awake during this procedure because he only had to go in a very short ways. And the screen, the TV that they look at was right there in front of me. And that is a part of yourself you never want to see, I guarantee you. They can't guarantee me that I do not have colitis. As in fact, it looks like I likely do. So the choice comes down to me, whether I want to get hooked up and take the risk. He says he could treat me for this if I get hooked up, and he mentioned there's several different ways, and one of them he mentioned was biologics. And Charlie and I have researched biologics, and that you do not want to get on biologics. Plus, they are excessively expensive, and we couldn't afford it. And it's consistent, and you have to stay on it for a while. Maybe indefinitely, I don't know. So I'm deciding I'm not getting hooked up. And now I got to talk to my doctor that did the surgery and see if maybe in a couple of years he wants to do the hernia surgery, or if it's something that's imperative I have done quickly. If it's not, I'm going to put that off. And if we're still here in a couple of years, I'll have him go up in there and look again. And if I'm cured, get reconnected. So that's where I'm at. I'm not getting reconnected. I've made the decision. It's my decision, ultimately. And I would rather live with this bag and the embarrassment and the nuisance than ever take the risk of going back and feeling as bad as I did. You know, I thought I was going to die. I was that sick. Charlie thought I was going to die. The doctors thought I was going to die. And, you know, I went in for the surgery. That was 17 days. But before that, I had gone in because I was so sick and they didn't know why. And it took 17 bags of antibiotics, IV bags, to bring my white blood cell count down to a level that wasn't going to kill me. And then they released me. And then it was 7 or 8 scopes after that. Can you imagine enduring that 7 or 8 times before they finally decide they got to take part of it out? So that's where we're at. And I turned what actually made me decide to, you know, I've been talking about my email address is bctruck@gmail.com. And I constantly, somebody's backing up, I got to watch and make sure they don't hit me. Wow, it's close. I'm constantly getting email for trucking companies that are similar to my email address, BC Trucking, BC Trucks, B&C Trucks. Anyway, I just got a bill of lading invoice sent to my email, and the guy was getting $3.50 a mile for 1,400 miles. He made some bank on that load. I don't know what the product was, but anyway, I sure hope whoever's sending these to me, because somebody who's supposed to be getting these emails is not. And if I knew who it was, I'd email them and say, you got to make absolutely certain people get your correct, because you're not getting important stuff that you need, paperwork to bill customers and stuff like that. And, you know, he's missing out on loads. I keep having brokers send me loads to my email. Lady's going in there with her little French bulldog. That's a cool little dog, but they are thousands of dollars. We are kind of looking for another dog. We have, you know, we want another dog. We just like having 3 dogs. And we're looking at senior dogs. We're looking at puppies, you know, whatever. All of our dogs sort of fell into our lap. Lucy, we just happened across Lucy. And, you know, she was on her way to the pound as a puppy. And Charlie stopped the guy and said, give me the dog. I'll take him. We didn't really want another dog, but we're glad we did. Breezy, you know the story about Breezy. The only reason I went and got him is because I couldn't stand to see him suffering like that. And then I fell in love with my boy. And we miss having a third dog. That's all there is to it. We just feel too light. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Tomorrow I'm gonna, well, you'll see this Friday morning. So when you see this, as soon as I have my last cup of coffee, I'm going to get out into the shop and clean that cattle up and buff it out. Get the handles epoxied on. And maybe that afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, Friday afternoon, I'll go to a leather shop and make a sheath for it. So I will have 3 knives that are not spoken for. If anybody wants a knife, let me know. Okay, there's people around me. Gotta go.